All right. We're having a good time. Okay.
You can manually tweet it out, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. My name is Noah with Rowdy Fighters. I have with me tonight, running at me pretty crazy, is IcyChains with Groh.
I wish I could stop, but I can't.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. What's going on tonight, man? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I'm just kind of chilling here. It's late at night. Just not doing anything really. I'm just happy to be here and maybe teach some people some things about this really criminally underplayed character.
Criminally underplayed. I like that. That is true. He's a fun character to watch, and I definitely feel like your name carries a lot of weight. You know what? Let me get this all started. Tell everybody who you are, how long you've been playing.
Oh, man. So a lot of people also know me as Bevan, which is my first name. I've been oh god, I couldn't block it in time. Damn parsec. I've been playing since. Well, I played Cowboy when I was a kid, like we all did. You know, like I saw it linked on the box too. But I remember I actually started playing online in 4. Found some people through GameFAQs, you know, Relic. Then I found. I want to say Astaroth 136 led me to 8-way run. That 8-way run led me to meeting Keekleek and Idlemind, who then pushed me into the offline scene. And the rest from there is kind of history. I took 5 off for the most part because I just did not jive with that game.
Right.
But then 6 I kind of came back and I had a lot of success in 6. So, here we are.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, you've been always rocking Groh, right?
No, so in 6, no, but historically I'm a Yunsung main. Keelik, I played Apprentice, and in 6 I played in 5 I played I have hiccups, Jesus, I'm sorry. I played Patroclus, Maxi, and Servi. But in this game I actually started with Keelik. Release Groh was really awful. Arguably worse than Tira. And I also wasn't. So I went to Keelik because Keelik was alright. And then eventually I came to the decision that Keelik couldn't contain movement the way I wanted to.
Right.
Or control mashing the way I wanted to.
Right.
And once I realized that my only tool to chase it down with Keelik was like 66A, which is like a 30 frame mid, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to switch characters. And then I went to Groh. And I also had a Talon, but I actually came to the conclusion that juggling characters was too hard for me.
Right.
I'm a huge brain person, and I would often play characters and use like Groh's 1B when I'm on Talon, or use Talon's 1B thinking it was Groh's 1B and stuff like that.
Right.
And getting those kind of like mistakes with my muscle memory made me just stick to one character.
And that happens to me. Like I see the best players just I don't know how some people do like multiple characters. I feel like I only have the brain power for one at a time. That's me.
I think more than 2 characters is actually a sign of weakness.
That's a hot take. I'm not going to disagree with that, though. That's a hot take. I can't, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Oh, I don't have a kick button. Who cares? I don't anymore.
You don't have a kick button.
I don't. But, oh, there it is. It's R1. Who cares? Alright, so, let's see here. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to have some fun tonight. So, tell me, you don't know a player, you're starting a tournament, like besides generally backing up, what are some good opening moves you like?
One of Groh's worst moves, right?
Sure.
That.
Blocking, okay.
Yeah. It's not really a character thing, it's just a good thing in general. There's almost nothing that can happen to you if you just do that at the start of a match. And that's why you see it a lot on high level. Other than that though, Groh has some really good range. Like, this is a pretty solid poke, but it's not gonna catch anybody at the start of the round, right? Like, what you can do, if they try to this is a really common one you'll see from a lot of Groh players. 6-lane plus B, it's unsafe, but it's a double hitting horizontal mid, but it gives you an 80 damage lethal hit if it's a tat counter hit. So chances are, if they try to like run at you with anything, and hit mash on you, you just get chunked.
That is a lot of damage, yeah, wow.
Yeah. Oof. I feel like it's supposed to do more, but that was...
That's a lot of,
I blame Inferno.
Yeah, let's blame Inferno, that's fine. That's a lot of damage, yeah. So that's, so any kind of account, the second part for countering it, that's the lethal hit condition for it?
Yes. Tat counter specifically.
Oh, bad, okay.
Other than that, though, Groh doesn't have, like... This map in particular, you're starting rather far away. if you're against certain other players, maybe you can throw out a 3B because that has decent recovery. It's not that bad at range. But and then this is good range. But again, all these options are unsafe. So it's usually better to just kind of maybe take a movement option and just see what happens. I really don't like to chase someone down at the start of a round.
So how safe are these moves?
Say it again, I'm sorry?
How unsafe are the moves?
So this move is the most, it's minus 14, but punishing it's a little tricky, because similar to Sigrid, it can enter stance and sidestep with some amount of invulnerability. So that one you want to... I just lost sound. Most Avengers to AA them, or 2A them in Soul Charge. We'll get into that later. But this is 14 technically, but still AA it. This is 12, and then this is also 12.
Oh, okay.
But they're not too easy to punish, especially this move. Their block stun on this is really short.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 6-6B, and then which one was that, 3A?
This is 6A plus B. This is while standing A, and this is 3B. You also could start with like a 6-6A or a 6-6B, but I don't really recommend those.
Okay, interesting. All right. So you were kind of saying that Killick, the issues you had with him, like step killers. What are your favorite step killers besides the 6AB?
So 6AB isn't really much of a step killer. It's more a counter hit fishing tool. But so one thing Groh has that's pretty above average is this 3A. It's I-16. I want to say -2 on normal hit, maybe 0. I think it's -2. But on counter, it's +6.
Oh wow!
And it's got good range. And if they get counter it, they can't do anything to beat this really offensively.
Wow! All right. That's pretty good.
He has one of the best run counter tools in the entire game, with 6AA. I-16 high, 38 damage. In Soul Charge, it deletes your life bar. Let me get a run counter here real quick.
Sorry.
Yeah. So in Soul Charge, this does a grip.
Ew.
It's an I-16 and it's safe.
You should feel bad about yourself. Look at that, bro.
Yeah. Also has mix-ups on block. Like you can do this. You can do this.
Oh wow.
You can do that. You can't mash against it. It's a really complete move.
Yeah.
Even in higher level, like try to GI the second hit.
Okay. Oh no.
Like the move is just really, really complete. You'll probably see that move more than anything from Groh players. It's definitely the premier one. Even his AA is incredibly good. It's decent damage, good range, +4 on hit.
That's nice.
And +4 is where Groh kind of wants to be. There's a lot to get on that later. Why +4 is good. Also, I believe AAA is a force block on hit.
Do it again.
Oops. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay.
So he also has no shortage of step killers. We got A6, really long range, -2 on block.
That's really good.
So you can kind of see the tip range there, -2. So like, let's try that again.
Oh no. That's nice. Wow.
That voice one is
It's just
sick.
so people
We
kinda
have
know, again with the frame data, like -2, anything -4 and below means that you generally have time to start stepping, start moving around things. -2 is very, very, very good in fighting games on hit and on block. It's very good.
Speaking of -2, we have this low. What is Inferno's movement? Jesus.
Oh, it's pretty good, right? I know.
We have this low, -2 in all hits.
That's
I
nice.
want to say -14, maybe -12. I forget.
Okay, -12, not bad.
Yeah. It might be 14, but I don't know. I don't think Serbia has a 14. Yeah, whatever. Not too important. You can test it out yourselves.
I mean, this is good enough for me. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's pretty good though. -12, -14.
We still have more step killers, by the way. We have no shortage. This move's a little on the slower side, but you kind of use it to stagger an offense. Really good move, -10 on block. Risky against some characters, but
Ooh, that looks
incredible.
juicy on the wall and ring outs, huh?
It's such a good way. You can use it even on post GI. Like, there's so many applications you can use for this move, especially when fishing for a splatter or ring out.
Wow, yeah.
And the range is incredible on the little
And
splat.
it's a mid too. Wow, that is really nice range.
This is a long list. We have the infamous 66AA. Again, it's 18, so you're not going to use the step catch too much, but if you're in like a neutral situation, you can catch movement. Has 2 follow-ups, which are -12, -14.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, though, this jails, so you can't let it grow mash on you.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Like, so if he tries to cancel it in like 2A, like, yeah, you'll beat me out every time. You can just 2A in all situations there.
Okay, so this is like kind of leading into something else before, where what it grows means getting away with it. It shouldn't be. It's fake. Okay.
Yeah, like that's not necessarily fake, but the Groh's never gonna do that to you, right? That's not gonna happen.
Right.
That's some galaxy brain stuff. My favorite Groh move is another step killer here. I-18, -12 on block, but that's a force block.
That's really nice. Wow.
And this goes really far. Low block stun. Do it from crouch. It's just incredible.
That's really dope.
Like, you have to eat that. And one of the silliest things about it is if they're aware of the force block, right?
Right.
So,
Just like mash out.
I can just do this. I can just do that.
Okay.
There's a lot going on with that. We still have, so we covered 6A, 3A, 3A plus B.
Any step killers that you like or you feel are underrated?
This is kind of slow, but again, +10 on hit, +3 on blocking to stance.
That's +10 on hit. Wow, that's big.
Yeah, and it's side turns. Well, actually, I think they got rid of the side turning. No, it's still kind of there, but it used to like leave you a back turn sometimes.
It's a ballerina spin, yeah.
There might be more I'm forgetting about, but those are the main ones. Mostly this move. This move is incredible.
That is really nice.
It's you can do so much with it, especially when they start respecting it because they have to. And like all these tools just really let me play in a really aggressive manner that I wanted to.
Right.
Whereas Keelik was not letting me do that.
So the design of this character, do you feel like his best range is close, mid? What do you feel? What do you think?
So there's like two kind of schools of Groh. Groh is a character who is really well rounded and has multiple ways to play him. If you look at his frame data and his tools, he definitely sticks out as a very mid-range character with great frame data to control movement and pressure.
Right.
However, I play the character like a gorilla on PCP. So it really depends. I think he's suited to do both.
So it just depends on how you want to. So he can do both pretty well. Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely like a jack of all trades, and you can flip the switch too in the middle of a match, which can really throw people off guard as well.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Definitely appreciate all that info. Do you feel like he has good pokes also, or not really?
Some of the best in the game.
Good.
Like I mentioned with this AA, +4 on hit, doesn't really push you out far. Like the pushback is really low. +4 I-12, and then he has probably the second best BB in the game. +4 as well.
Oh wow.
Good range, really good damage. And that's a force block on hit now. For 10% guard damage. Heart, you can only step it one way.
Oh, wow.
Even both of his hits, if you look at this very slightly, if I can get like a weird angle for it, they both kind of have a hitbox to one side.
Yeah, I see that.
So stepping Groh's verticals in general are pretty hard.
That's true, yeah.
He also has the aforementioned 3A, I-16, I-16 6A. These still kind of count as pokes. 3K is really good. Plus a lot body attack.
So this is
While
plus...
standing-
Go ahead.
It's +6 or +8, I forget.
That's big.
It's plus enough where I just kind of hit you with it.
That's really big. Wow.
More so plus on counter, I believe. I don't know all the frame data exactly to memory, but this is also very similar. While standing K, though notably this can wall splat and ring out.
Oh yeah.
There's an I-12 from crouch.
I was trying to get crouching. Go ahead and show me that wall rising kick. Oh, that rings out too? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let me just
Yeah, go ahead.
get you over here. It's really hard, but it doesn't have to be counter hit. It can do it on normal hit.
Oh, okay. Ugh.
I-12, by the way.
Wow. That's dope.
Really solid 2A, decent range. Kind of average.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Other poke, which is I-16, which is one of my favorite moves, is 6BB.
Mm-hmm.
Really good range. Can catch step to the left of Groh on the second hit.
Oh, the second hit, okay.
Yeah, it's really weird, but it has like a hitbox to hit behind him. I don't know how to reproduce it, but it happens in matches pretty often.
It could be a parsec thing, but I get what you're saying.
On hit, it's plus 10 into stance.
Oh, nice.
So if you hit them, you're getting something. A lot of good situations, great way to apply pressure. It also catches backstep decently well. It's got good range. And you'll also use it, like I mentioned earlier, plus 4 is a really important number for Groh.
Plus
So like if you try to challenge me with a, if you try to challenge me after, like try to 2A that. So. Wait, what? Alright.
Yeah, okay, flashing. Wow. Ooh,
Yeah.
that was guaranteed?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I might be slow as a parsec,
It
but
could
it
be
should
parsec. But that's dirty, though, okay.
be. Yeah.
So you
Can
can
we
hit
try
with that, it turns over, just stop. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one of the better ways.
If not that though, you should be able to get that. But if not, you have 1 sec. Oh my god.
Parsec is just parsec. Oh.
If not, you have 3B.
That's dope.
But
Okay.
they're both I-18, so this should work every time.
Gotcha.
He also has I-20, low poke, hits grounded, pretty good in neutral, solid range, always -2. But the situation after is also really important. So when you're -2 a lot of the time, if you want to take an offensive action, it's probably a good idea to do a 2A, right?
Right.
So here we go.
So you're
my
gonna
God.
do 2A after? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, gross damage. Yuck.
If you want to do like a mid vertical, we also have this. A mid vertical.
Okay, just kidding. Vertical.
And then I can also just do a 2A as well, or move, whatever.
Right.
But before the recent patch where they sped up the tech jump frames on this, it was just a really good idea to almost always 2A because I couldn't really do anything meaningful about it.
Right.
But now I can just murder you.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Wow.
Other pokes, 1B, this move I-22, but it's +2 on normal hit. Hard to see.
It's pretty good.
Have the counter follow up. Alright. While standing B, I-14. Counter hit, I get a decent combo. It's not too much damage. It's like maybe 50, 40.
It's almost throw damage. It's beefy. 47, it's pretty nice.
Speaking of, I guess we can count throws as pokes real quick. Gross throws are actually pretty incredible because the Oki situation afterwards.
Right. Yeah, I don't like that. That might break
And
me.
then this Oki is ridiculously good. This is a force buck against a lot of characters.
And then I'm back turn. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
You also get stuff like this, which is +2 on block. You can use this move. It's still not really a poke, but it's close enough. It's I low 20s, +2 on block, 15 guard damage.
Let's do me a favor real quick. Go to start. Because, you know, I'm thinking it might be possibly... Go to character select. No, actual character select. Because it might be the, my, Inferno mod. That could be slowing it out a little bit, too.
Welcome to the stage of history.
That tripped me out so much when I heard Taki's name, holy hell.
Oh, wait, I'm one. Sorry, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Gotta get my primitive cudgel, my caveman sticks.
Obviously, it's super important. Ew, no. Alright, everybody, Heivachi's back. Get ready.
Oh no, not like this, Daddy. Don't beat me, don't throw me off a cliff.
Nah, he's just so cool looking, man. He's so cool looking, dude.
It is a cool custom. I am no stranger to the importing characters from other series. This feels better already a little bit. Oh wait, I haven't been able to move. That's you. No wonder it looks so crispy and so clean.
That's why, man. Is that
Yeah, this
better?
is a little better. Yeah.
It's my stupid Inferno mod, my bad.
Alright. So, notable pokes. Oh, Throwoki. Even his side throws are pretty good.
So either
That's
way,
one of
he's
the worst
gonna
ones.
be- Wow.
Yeah. And then... That's probably my favorite
Oh,
one.
no, look at that.
Yep. And the back turn throw...
That's
Also really good.
awful. Wow.
Also, notably enough, this is a random buff they gave him. I have no clue why, but in Soul Charge, his 4 push does more damage.
Really? Oh shit, yeah, I see that.
I don't know why they did that, but they did.
I guess when they really wanted him to hit you, they wanted it to count. It's crazy.
Also, you can use 6A as a poke as its I-16, and it gives you all this crazy, like, interactivity. And then there's 6-6A at I-18, so there's a lot of options for gross pokes. Most of his good moves are just fast.
That's badass.
I think that
man.
covers basically the pokes.
No,
Frame data is incredible all the way around.
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it, man. Dropping a lot of good knowledge already. Alright, let's see here. So, let's see. Do you think he's like good at the ring outs or not really his thing?
I think it's really... He's really underrated in the ring-out game. He has incredibly accessible ring-outs and wall splats. Most infamously, in Season 1, what I was most known for was... You probably even heard legends of me 6-6-ing people out the rings.
Yeah.
Like, that was what I was known for.
I've seen a lot of
that
those clips,
got removed. But he has this now, a lot less range. Not really reliable. But he has a lot of interesting ways to get reverse ring outs. This one's kind of finicky, but especially because, as we're probably all aware, Groh's 6-6B series is really infamous for just going the wrong direction sometimes.
Oh, really?
It happens in weird situations or certain movement scenarios. But because, like, if you do 9-9 or 3-3B, you can get Groh to move a really desired direction, right? So, like, that angle right there, you can get ring out from.
Huh. Okay.
And because Groh has a movement, right? When it gets a forward movement with a sidestep, there's a lot of situations, even at this angle, I can just do 9-9-BB. Even on your Oki sometimes, get out of it and ring you out.
That's crazy.
And that's just, like, reverse ring out options. When it comes to... I like to play for positioning with Groh a lot, because if you're here, I have infinite options to ring out. We have this. That's fast. My 3B bread and butter range just has really long ring out range. Like, that'll send you really far.
Man, I went far.
We have basically almost everything, really. Even this move, while standing A, my favorite Groh move we can get into later. Like, this move also...
No. I went through the rock,
That's a mid-horizontal, by the way.
It's terrible.
Getting ring out by an I-18 mid-horizontal. Like, incredible.
I'm literally falling through rocks. It's crazy.
And to show, like, some basic... there's so many more ways to ring out. But some other good, like, wall splatting tools he has.
Oh, we're going through the wall, okay.
This... So, Avenger BB, really common Groh move. If you ever played the match, it was seen a lot, right?
Of course.
It's a good pressure tool. It's actually I-12 in stance. But you can hit confirm this. Oops, I'm sorry. Parsec delay.
Ew. Ew.
From an I-12. You have the aforementioned 4K.
Right.
Even this move can wall splat. Oops. This is less specific and kind of hard.
Oh, okay. Ew. Filthy.
There's so much more. We're gonna.
But wait,
And
there's more.
this is really important because Groh's wall game, I think, is what makes him really terrifying on some stages.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah, no. Again, there's not a lot of high-level Groh footage out there.
Right.
This move will wall splat, and off of other things. I'm sorry. It's a resplat tool. The I-12 from earlier.
Oh no. Shut up. What?
There's better stuff you can do, actually. I haven't tried this one. I'm gonna try something real quick. It should work.
You should be
I don't see why it wouldn't. His soul attack can wall splat very well.
Huh. Gross. 105.
You took 105 damage off an
with
I-12.
Oki. With Oki. Most characters would
Off
kill
of an
him.
I-12. Both of it off of I-12.
That's insane.
Uh,
Wow.
This move will, if you ever get hit by this in Soul Charge, you're actually just dead. I dropped it, but this gives you basically half-life or more. It's hard to get it on this stage, but you're taking at least 140 damage.
That is a lot of life, man. Wow.
There's this we've seen many times. Wall splats with this are very common.
Right. My life bar. Crazy.
There's crazy ring out options all the time. He can get you rung out on the stage from a sideways wall splat.
That's insane.
This is pretty important. This is not so important, but it's pretty. It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. This is really finicky, so I have to get the exact right range. Come
Okay.
forward a bit.
Ew. Oh, wow, dude.
Off of my I-18 minus 12 3B.
Seems fair.
He, like, Groh's wall splat game is one of the
Strong.
least talked about things.
Yeah, I know.
And
I've never heard that. You're right.
There's more tools that wall splats. I'm having trouble thinking of moves that don't wall splat with this character. Even this move.
That's wild, man. This wall game is nuts.
And he has so many ways that I can kind of hit confirm that and ring you out from it.
Mm-hmm.
And in Soul Charge, it just gets so much worse. There's so much more stuff to worry about.
That's really nice, dude. I'm definitely. Thank you for sharing all that, because I had no idea. I had no clue. I really think of Groh. I'm like, oh man, you know, if it gets on my face, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. That's literally
Something else really important that people get murdered by all the time, and I'm gonna stop winning tournament. I'm gonna stop winning tournament matches because of this. But I gotta show you guys the really important nitty gritty, dirty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to guard the A plus B and try to soul charge out of it. Okay?
Okay. Oh no, I can't.
Nope. It's +9 into stance.
Oh no. That's filthy. So how many you've caught? I'm sure a lot of people, right, trying to soul charge out of this.
Many, even top players. Other situations like this on counter hit will give me that wall splat, and that's an I-14. There are just so many ways where Avenger PK kills you.
And then with the strong throw game, so I'm sure it's pretty easy to get people to duck by the wall.
Definitely, especially like, let's say you're under pressure, you're kind of scared, you duck or step, 4K happens, or just like post GI, like if I can get you to re-GI or something, I can 4K you into a wall for free. There are just so many ways.
Right.
And you can tell by the splat how long it is to hide. I can do whatever I want.
That's crazy.
Like, there's got to be a way to ring out from every angle here.
That's wild. So I'm assuming you've gotten a lot of ring outs with that kind of stuff.
Countless.
Countless.
Just the wall game with this character is incredible, and it's also partially why his ring out game is also incredible. I'm getting that real quick. You have stuff like this. Let me put my soul charge on permanent here real quick. So like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Just try to hit an attack. Let me get attack counter hit real quick. There's stuff like this.
That is so much. Oh no! I never even seen that before.
You can always tech.
Wow.
You can tech out of this move in most situations to one side, but if you do, there are other things that'll hit you. Also, really notably, let me get you knocked down real quick. Just This move here will OTG you out the ring.
That's filthy.
Yep. So if you ever like try to play dead, because before a lot of people say you can play dead against Groh because his grounding tools are kind of weak, and that still is largely true. We have things to hit you on the ground like this, but
Right.
that's a really committal tool. But if you just do this, what?
Wow.
Sure.
That's far. Like most
Wow.
characters don't
Yeah.
have that. That's nuts.
And it takes you up off the ground. And then there's also like ways to combo into it for sure. Like if I hit with a 6-6K, let me just maybe like right here.
Okay. That's far, man.
Oh, there's more stuff to get into.
Oh no.
So you know I talked about how good Avenger BK is,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the I-12. This is a natural combo.
Wow. Gross.
So like if you're right here, I think this might ring out or close to it.
Oh,
I-12.
oh man. That's crazy.
His ring out game. There's other stuff too. Like I can also do something like this, which gives me like if you don't tech here right away, I can ring you out from probably Narnia.
Yeah. So you have to take right away. Oh. Oh no. I didn't know any of that, man. That's crazy. The pressure. That's
This character's
scary.
soul charge is insane, and there are so many ways to bring people out, especially mostly with 4A plus B. Even if you guard this move, Groh is incredibly plus into stance.
So don't do anything.
You can do that, but I could just do something like this.
Right, right, right.
Oh, you got knocked down by that? You better tech.
Oh no.
And like, if you mash on me, I can even do this.
So he's got an answer and everything once he starts that.
Yeah, the soul charge stuff is there's so much to it that the stuff even I'm unsure on, and that's definitely like the appeal to Groh. We can get into that something later. This is just about how his absurd wall and ring out game, and I think we covered a lot of it just to show you the range on it.
You definitely did. You covered quite a lot. Thank you. So a couple things. What are moves that are like good for RE safe?
Hari's safe. I've never really labbed that out myself. Oh god.
I was trying to go on stupid
So I haven't really labbed out RE safe stuff. But this one's important. So this move here, I use it a lot. I probably shouldn't. But it's actually RE safe to one side on almost all characters. It depends.
Oh,
So
wow.
you have to let it go early.
I see
But
what you're
if I get the side wrong, that'll catch me.
doing. Right.
But if I get the side right, I can get something else.
Huh.
And it's just different for every character. I haven't labbed it out yet. That's
Seems
one
like-
situation I know of.
seems like
Most of his
catches both ways.
pokes are pretty safe. This is actually a really interesting one. I like to do. So let's say I AAU into a reversal edge, right? Something like really RE safe.
Right.
I can actually just do that every
Yeah.
time.
Oh, okay.
But as for moves that are RE safe, I think mostly everything is. I can't really think of anything that really gets me killed for REs besides that. And that only happens on some characters.
Right. That's wild. That's a good move.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, I don't really know much about RE safe and unsafe with this character.
That's fine. man.
Besides, yeah.
What about like, because I'm obviously Groh can, we were talking about before, you know, play a really strong close-up range game, a strong mid-range game. So let's say people want to pressure the gauge. What would be great ways to do that?
Pressure Groh's gauge?
No, pressure.
Or Groh pressure their gauge?
Grow pressure their gauge, yes.
Oh boy, this is where the character's really messed
Yeah,
up.
Let's do it. Let's jump in.
So, first off, this is infamous, this move, right? We've all been really frustrated by this move,
Oh, yeah.
right?
I hate this move.
It's kind of hard to step. It has a hitbox to his left really up close. It'll clip you sometimes.
No, I've been clipped by it many times. You're right.
Yeah.
Many times.
And it's +8 on block. Also, tech forward or backwards real quick after getting hit by it.
Oh, okay.
This is also important. You can get this
If they tech forwards.
or backwards, either way. Just a linear attack.
Oh wow. Oh.
I could
shit.
even, if I'm feeling like really smart, I can do something like that. That'll work.
Oh.
But so all around, this move's really important. It also enforces, you know, his other Avenger mixes he wants to do. But why this move is so critical to his guard gauge, because you can obviously like step it or something, right?
Right.
Try to get out of this. Oops. I messed that one up.
So block that and step that.
Yeah, this is a force block on almost every character. Parsec, please.
Parsec makes a liar out of all of us, man. It really does. Ew.
Yeah, that's another thing to get into. But basically, Groh's a lot of force blocks.
Oh wow. That's
A lot of
nice.
ways to force block into the Avenger B+K.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Avenger Step has some sick freak shenanigans going on.
Ah, I like that. I like that. That's dope.
It's also a -12, so I can guard. But anyway, this move, mid-horizontal, I-18, leads to that force block. That's big. Off of almost any lethal hit I can think of.
Mhm.
Let me think of a situation. Let me just step behind you real quick.
Go ahead.
I don't use this one too much. Oops.
What if maybe like someone's like missing an RE? Is that a move you would do, or you do something else?
Usually something else, but
Okay.
let me just show this real quick. I hate this so much.
Maybe it's like,
I have to hit your back.
oh, that's weird.
Where is your back? Okay. I messed that up, but if you were to do this into that, usually a force block, almost any Groh lethal hit can lead into this, into that force block. Mainly because when you do a lethal hit
Right.
with Groh, for some reason this sends him a little bit higher, depending on the stun before it. But if you do this move raw, you don't get the force block.
Oh, okay. So it's got to be a lethal hit combo.
Not necessarily a lethal hit combo, but in most cases, most situations, it would take longer to show where it's not a force block.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we also have this move. You see this a lot from Groh's. It's +2 on block, also 14 guard damage. This does decent amounts.
That's pretty nice.
Block this low. You see your guard crush %?
Oh man,
That's safe.
that's crazy. That's so much.
Also, if you remember how earlier I talked about I like to play with positioning for Groh?
Hmm?
So this is also important about this. Let's say we're right here, right? I'm
Right.
going to do the low. Look where you are.
Yeah, like right by the edge. Like wow, it's nuts.
What's even really it's more obnoxious about this? How did I get a CE? I'm bad at
some
this
kind
game.
of cool setup, or
Why am I getting a CE?
oh, you're in your soul charge. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, you're in soul charge. That's all.
Alright.
That's all there right
That
now.
explains a lot. I gotta let that one out because my Hori pad doesn't have a way to reset this. Alright.
Gotcha.
So all of a sudden, you're in a terrible situation.
Terrible. Yeah, this is bad.
And again, we have the I-16 step catcher, the mid to ring you out. Like, the get does good guard damage. Almost everything Groh does, or not everything, but a lot of things. This is a force block on hit for 10%. Like Groh is constantly taxing your guard gauge, and he also has. This got nerfed, but we have the really I won't say infamous guard crush lethal hit.
Oh,
It used to
no,
do a lot more
shut up.
damage. I have some clips on Twitter of this lethal hit getting 180 plus damage
180.
with like specific wall combos and stuff like that. But yes, all real. It's just hyper situational wall splats and stuff like that.
That's pretty crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah, and there's multiple ways to get that. Groh's great ways to facilitate his guard crush game. Also, let me just break your guard real quick. So like, let's do something like this.
Ew.
Really good ring out gauge
Yeah, wow.
game. Good ways to crush guard.
I'm
Like,
learning so much, like, honestly, because like I knew, thought I knew a lot about Groh until you came here. But wow,
No.
you're really dropping a lot of knowledge here. I appreciate it, man.
Also, a good way to get guard damage real quick. This is another force block. Let me bring you back to normal. I have to sneeze 1 second.
Oh, boy.
It's not coming out, god damn it. Anyway, this is the force block as well.
Uh-huh.
Let me hit you with this good old 3B. 9% plus 2 into Avenger stance.
Oh no, terrible. Well,
He just, again, has so many ways to get really big guard damage really cheaply with plus frames afterwards.
no,
I think
that's cool. Wow. So Avenger A is really, really good. You dropped
Avenger A
the-
holds specifically because the Avenger A itself is slower and unsafe.
Gotcha.
They're two different versions, but this one does a grip.
Yeah, that's a lot. What about his post GI game?
Alright, so I'm really bad at post GI, but he's not bad post GI. So if I'm not mistaken, level 2 is 16, right? Or 18? 16?
Should be 16, yeah.
Yeah, 16. So 16 we have this, primarily.
Okay.
Not crazy, but a lot of time with Groh's GI game, 24. Oh, so 24 you actually get something decent.
Ew.
Oh.
That's coming out as a level 3, but whatever. We'll just look at that.
Yeah. I almost forgot the combo. I don't go for this very often, but... Oh, so level 2? Or what do we want here?
Most of the time, that's a level 2 right there. Okay.
Alright,
So,
so level 2,
But,
I'd probably just go for 6BB. But a lot of time with Groh in general, I just try to, like, fish for them to do something. I also think Groh specific, but, like, I like to GI people and observe what they do. If I see them re-GI, I can murder them for free with that. I can reposition pretty freely. Maybe make them whiff something. His A plus B lethal hit is very juicy if they re-GI. Let me get you to re-GI real quick. Oh, I'll just...
oh,
Yeah.
no. Ew.
Even better yet, this is really specific.
Okay.
I've never hit this in a real match, but let me get a GI on you.
It's a lot. Of
I have
damage.
never gotten that in a real match, ever.
Wow. This is practical.
But
Not really.
maybe it is. I don't know. It exists.
It's just
And
something
level
like you,
3,
It's just something you think it might be good, but you just haven't worked it into your game yet.
I don't think it's worth it, just because like level 3, it is a lot of damage. But interesting enough about Gross Soul Charge, real quick, if you notice, almost nothing he does. Look how little that drains my meter. All these moves, right?
Right.
You know, so my meter's just not going down really.
Right.
So when I do 1-8K and 1A slide B, these are the only two moves he has where my meter gets chunked. Like you saw that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow. That was like.
And
that was like a soul charge A6 for me, like that. That's great.
That one too. And then this also just deletes my bar. Like that almost took the entire thing.
Right.
So I don't really like to use the moves very much just on that merit alone, because Groh, he's probably mostly known for his soul charge and his guard damage, right?
Absolutely.
His soul charge is terrifying, and I want to use it as much as I can. It's almost a crutch. So, it's like, that move I don't think is too relevant. Another thing to do on post GI that's really good on all GI levels is just his 4A.
Okay.
It's because like most people aren't gonna mash on you. It'll catch movement at some GIs. If they block it, you're plus. If they hit by it, you're really plus. It's just a really safe bet you can take.
It's crazy.
But for the most part, his post GI is generic options. With level 3, you get a decent amount of damage with this. It's just normal hit, real quick.
Okay.
It'll be slightly scaled, but
That's not bad.
that's your level 3 damage,
It's not
yeah.
bad.
His level 1 and 2, it's more just about seeing what their opponent's going to do and try to get some bigger read.
Gotcha. Cool. Hey, what's up, Ron the Tryhard? Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it, my man. Alright, let's see here. So, what else we got cooking? Alright, so before we get into how to beat the character, because I know you're gonna give me a lot of good info on that. What do you see that?
Sadly.
Sadly, I know. You know what? That's you know you're an expert, right? You got to know how to beat your own shit too. Let's see here. What do you think people fall for against Groh too much? Like, is a specific setup or a move that's going unpunished? I define it like something fake, I guess.
So Groh, besides the 6-8 thing we mentioned earlier, where it jails and people let me just mash freely like an asshole.
Right.
Like, that's the big one. And that's really something, like, you're not gonna learn that unless someone tells you, right?
Right. Exactly.
But like, there's stuff like this. He has dead traps, like the one I mentioned earlier. Let me just get a knockdown real quick.
Go ahead.
If you don't tech, that'll murder you. If I get a splat, I can kill you. That's probably the biggest one.
That just seems like a good mix-up, though, because the common thing is like,
yeah, I have
just in
tech
the
traps
against Groh, you know, and it doesn't sound like it. That's a good idea.
And like, if you try to tech, I have tech traps with like the 1AK stuff. In some situations, that'll tech trap. There's a lot of stuff I can do, but people sometimes just get killed for no reason from like mid-screen by that move. Oh, this is actually important. This cancel we got in Season 2, people were excited for, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do something that's like I-20 when I hit you with it, okay?
Okay.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's forcing me to crouch.
Alright. Try like while standing A, yep.
Okay.
On a hit, before I can BB you, you can do that move.
Huh. Is this Parsec?
No, that's real.
Oh, no.
Groh can interrupt it with like an I-24.
Oh, that's bad.
It's kind of like a reaction check, if anything, because the whole point of this cancel, something most people don't know, is you can GI the second hit on block.
Did I know?
You always could GI that second hit.
Oh, I did not know that.
So if you try to re-GI it, I can do something. Oh my god, I can do something like this. Oops.
Oh, okay.
Which will give me. Try to re-GI this. Yeah. Oh god, I skipped it.
Oh, that's why people do that.
Or yet another important one. Let me bring you to the edge here. Close enough. Try to re-GI the second hit again.
Ew. You're a bad person. No.
So there's a lot of that stuff, but for the most part, the cancel widely irrelevant because of how risky it is.
Right.
And people just don't seem to destroy my family and myself when that move's introduced.
That's nuts.
Other than that, though, I'm having a hard time thinking of fake. Okay, this is kind of fake. So, crouch for me. This move unsafe by itself, right? While standing K it.
Right.
While standing K it, it also beat my follow-up.
Oh yeah, so this bones it.
Yes.
That's crazy. Okay.
This is a counter combo into a wall splat, though. But I think this part's also unsafe, if I'm not mistaken. The second hit, try to AA it or something. Yeah. So.
That's interesting. Okay.
Other fake stuff, again, a lot of the Avenger stuff, transitions on block, most of those Avenger transitions on block can be AA'd.
So just AA, okay.
So, you don't always want to AA everything, but
don't just sit there and let him bone you with Avenger mix-ups, pretty much, right?
well, AA is free on most of the transitions. The only one that's not would be this.
Okay. I tried to
this.
Yeah, I'm getting destroyed with that, okay.
And then I'm forgetting some soul attack. There might be something else I'm forgetting.
I don't think we mentioned the Avenger kick is plus on hit, right?
0. The string is 0.
Oh, it always felt okay.
It looks like it is, but it's 0.
Okay. It's good to know.
So again, I can lethal you with this 2-way. If you 2-way me here, you can get lethal up by this. There's a lot of stuff that can go on there.
That's nice. God, that damage on the Yogi. Ooh, it's gross, man.
That move is so good now. It's minus 12 on block though.
Okay.
But whatever. I forgot what we were going over. Oh, yeah, things, fake things. So this is important. So again, a lot of time on Avenger transitions, you're gonna AA them when they're unsafe.
Right.
They're basically almost all everything except the 6/6 BB cancel, plus a lot on hit. If you get hit, don't really try to challenge it. Take a movement option or just kind of guard.
Okay.
But however, in Soul Charge, I want you to try to AA me, okay?
After block or hit?
Block.
Oh no.
All these teleports are the teleport animation itself. If you pay close attention, is actually a tech crouch.
I see that. Yeah, you're right. Wow.
So it is in Soul Charge. You need to opt for a 2A as you're punished there.
Okay. What is this soul charge? Okay. That's good to know. That actually leads to the next section we're going into. We are going into how to beat Groh. So I'm going to leave right into that.
Where did you... okay. That camera angle really threw me off. I'm trying to think of other, like, fake stuff, but... I can't think of too much.
That's okay. I mean, that one you gave, I think it was 6A Avenger, the one where we could just 2A most of the options. That's really nice.
Yeah.
That's going to help.
In Soul Charge. You don't want to get blown up. Also, this is something else really unintuitive. This move here is minus 12 on block, right? So try to punish it. You ready?
Ready? Ew. Oh no. This game. That's wild.
Yeah. Some characters have an I-12 that hits high enough into the air to stop that. But that's character specific.
What's up,
You
Mr.
can lap that up.
So I got Mr. Toby in here. Yes. So he's I think a Groh main, Mr. Toby 1018.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
So Icy's on the stream too. Yes. So this series is basically featuring a knowledgeable top player, however you want to word it, where they're helping break down their character that they're known for. So he's now getting into the section of how to beat Groh.
How to beat Groh. So that question itself, there's not really a easy way to do that. 'Cause as I mentioned earlier, Groh is a very well-rounded character, and he has the ability to kind of play the game however he wants. Outside of, he can't really play like a full-screen Ivy zoning kind of game.
Right.
But beside from that, like his normals have long range. He has good, solid movement. His backdash is kind of
Kind of ass.
Right,
But it needs to be because his forward shit is really good, right?
His forward and his sidestep is really good.
Yeah, it looks like it.
But so like how to beat him? It's kind of you just have to. This is gonna sound kind of cliche, but play the player and notice what they want to do. As for general things you can try to do, you can backstep him in a decent amount of scenarios.
Okay.
But or some characters have like really good auto GIs where they can hit a lot of his Avenger stuff.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of so like when you challenge Groh, there's always some amount of associated risk. Like you just got murdered for no reason.
Right. And his block punishment's pretty good too. I don't think we ever went over that. That's my fault.
No, we did it. His block punishment I think is incredible. So like minus for I-12 you have this respectable +4, right? Not crazy, but above average. BB +4, 28 damage. This becomes a force block. Minus a little bit 10% guard damage. Very good. So 16, we have 4 options. We also have this for 14. On 16, this is the big damage one. Costs half a bar meter, but it's 55 damage.
Wow.
You have soul attack, you have CE, and this is what I have to do. This is 16 as well. Holy hell, your backdash.
Sorry, I'll stop.
34 damage plus 10 into stance.
That's crazy. That's a nice 16 move. Wow. And that's safe, right?
Yes, minus 10.
Ew. Oh, so safe for me, okay.
Yeah. It might even be minus 10. It's unsafe with the stance on block, though.
Oh. Good to know.
And then 18, we have this. Not bad. We also have our favorite Lightning Slash, which gives you
How fast is that?
18.
Oh, okay. That's pretty far.
but it's a high. It's also, you can do it from crouch at 18. And his crouch punishment is actually notoriously kind of weak.
I've heard that, yeah. I've heard that.
So we have this 20 damage, 18. So like those that can wall splat. But once you get to like the higher stuff, we have 6. You can do 6 BB from crouch, which is very hard because of the 236B input they added. I'm trying to do 6 BB, and I am having a really hard time.
So you don't recommend doing that like in a tournament setting? Full crouch, 6 BB?
I mean, you could just have better execution than me, or be playing on a hitbox or something.
Okay.
If you can do it from crouch. I just really struggle with it. It's a personal thing.
I got you, okay.
His big, if you duck a throw, you can just normally do this. If you want to be a little bit greedier, I'm not gonna do this on Parsec.
Okay. So some
But
people need to
it's be like
practice.
this is like frame perfect, optimal,
Oh,
really hard.
okay. So you maybe don't recommend that for like online tournaments and stuff?
No, even offline, this is 5 less damage and much easier. You might just want to take that.
Yeah, that 60 damage is nice for a wall standing Punisher. It's pretty nice.
As for I-20 and above, I don't really know what he has at I-20, but you're probably just gonna do this.
Okay.
60 damage at that point is great.
How fast is your CE?
16, and it does respectable damage. However, it is known that Groh's Soul Charge E does an absolute grip, though it did get nerfed.
Okay.
It still does a grip.
Oh wow, that's a lot of damage. Holy shit.
Interestingly enough, as well, it scales off his 3B very well. I'm not sure why it is, but the 3B scaling is really small.
Oh no.
Does more damage.
Oh my god, dude. So that's 3B. That's 3B CE when he's in Soul Charge, right?
Yeah. Even outside of Soul Charge, it still does a grip. Like, Gross 3B CE is something you always want to be careful of. It's going to do a lot of damage. I don't really opt for it. Meter management is a whole other thing with this character that you can get into. My whole theory on it is, I don't really want to use my meter for CEs, unless it's going to close out a round I need to close out right now. Because CEs don't give me Soul Charge, and Gross Soul Charge is where I want to be. But having a CE that does, you know, a grip of damage off of a good 3B, it's nice to have. You can also do this.
Ew.
This Oki is wild.
Yeah.
What are you
I'm
gonna
back
do?
turn. I can't do anything like good. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I could even do something like this.
So if you guys want to start getting some questions ready for Icy, we're gonna take those in a couple minutes. But yeah, it's okay. So with Groh, like you basically just have to lab his move list is not very big, right?
It's very small. He has sometimes some moves have 5 or 6 inputs to do the same move. Oh, this move's good too. I forgot to talk about it. It just can call out backsteps really well, do good damage. Most characters can't punish it. Good guard damage, but you don't really see it very often. It's a good long range with punish.
Oh yeah. That's
Just
nice.
notable. Not a lot. There's not too much to talk about it, but
Okay.
just know it's minus 16. But the pushback on block is absurd.
So as far as the anti-Grow, you guys definitely want to look at the move list and see the things. Okay, I wonder if I could duck this, or if I could step this, or if I could interrupt this, like you were showing before. So
Yeah.
just
And I don't know a lot of anti-Grow because no one really plays this character.
Right.
He's very underplayed, so I haven't gotten to play the matchup very well. Most of the anti-Grow I've learned is from players like Sane showing me their Google Docs of anti-Grow tech, or like
Oh, that's cool.
getting hit by of tournaments that where I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that could happen to me.
Yeah.
So like a lot of my stuff is just secondhand. I don't know Grow anti very well.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. So I'm gonna probably start off a question. So, do you think Grow has favorable matchups in this game?
I made a matchup chart long ago, but I'm just gonna wing one, right? I'm just gonna wing it.
It's your opinion. You do whatever you want.
I'm just gonna wing it one by one. Cassandra's frustrating. She has good auto GIs and better pokes than me at range 1.
Okay.
I can maybe zone her out a little bit. I'm not too sure. It's probably even, maybe very slightly cast favored. Not a big deal. Siegfried, probably even. He has some stuff against me, but I'm sure I have stuff against him. I haven't got to play it too much in Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
I probably even. The Solomel, I haven't played this character since the Stone Age. He can really shut down my movement very well. He's probably a little favored, maybe. He's a strong character, but again, no real concerning thoughts. I think Groh just decimates Nightmare.
You know, I was going to say, this seems like a big issue. He seems like people that are dependent on armor, like Nightmare and Astaroth, he seems like he'd fuck them up.
So Groh has... The multi-hits are risky against Nightmare. They're better against Astaroth, because the way Astaroth's armor behaves in contrast to Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
But Nightmare 1 has no Y12, right?
Right, that's true.
Can we... Now, if you think earlier, remember how many moves I said were minus 12?
Not many.
Most of like the big juicy ones are minus 12, and Nightmare can't punish them. That well-standing A, the I-18 horizontal, that leads to the Avenger B plus K force block, is really a crucial move to Grow.
Okay.
For understandable reason. It's risky, sure, minus 12, but that's not a huge risk, right?
Right.
Against Nightmare, it's laughable. So you want to throw that a lot. Nightmare can't punish Grow's launcher. Grow's great with to deal with his armor. You can...
Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it.
There's just... I think it's Groh favored. I don't think it's anything like crazy, but it's definitely Groh favored.
Okay.
Amy is a matchup that people thought, and it probably still is, Amy favored. JJ...
Go ahead.
And some other Amy players have...
Thanks for all the follows, guys.
I hate all of you. She has good tools. She has the I-14 3A that really contain Groh's movement, but he has some things against her too. But for the most part, it might be Amy fair, but I think it's fine.
Okay.
I haven't played this matchup in God knows how long.
Because a lot of people dropped her. Yeah, a lot of people don't
I
play
think it's
anymore.
been Evo Japan, where half my bracket was 2Bs. I don't think I played against her since. This is a notorious matchup people like to think is Zhonghua favored. If it is, I think it's very slightly. Lately, I've done very well against every Zhonghua player I've played. Either winning or coming about basically even. It might be Zhonghua favored very slightly for things like her 3B hitbox and her I-12AA and stuff like her fast moves have good range. It's hard for me to really get in on her, but I don't think it's that bad. I need to go to University of Maxi and get a 8-year degree to understand this character. I have no way to really talk about matchups. I don't know him. This character's an anomaly to me. Probably even. Groh, really... So, there's nothing, really concrete evidence to say that Groh beats Sophie, but every Sophie player I know hates fighting Groh.
Okay.
A lot of the time, they get into these weird scuffles where Groh ends up behind her at frame advantage and can launch her. They both play very similarly, but he does the neutral slightly better. I think it's maybe 55, 45 Groh favor.
Okay.
It's not crazy, but it's nice to have matchups like that.
Right, for sure.
This matchup is the really infamous one that could possibly even be 7-3. That might be a stretch. Some people really think 7-3 is absurd. I don't think it's... Being an old person, when I see a 7-3, I don't think of it as the end of the earth, right? I played fighting games for a very long time. They're hard, but you can still win them.
See, I think of... I'm a dinosaur like you. I'm thinking 7-3 near impossible, like Guile and Honda in Street Fighter. Something may the Lord be with you. I don't know if it's 7-3, but listen, it's your opinion. If you think it's 7-3,
I don't think
maybe
it's
expand on
7-3.
that.
It might be, but not really, because the way Groh operates, Astaroth has a really hard time dealing with that.
Right.
Groh is even at negative. He's pretty advantaged. This is definitely one of the most polarizing matchups in the game, and Groh is definitely favored
Because of how he blows up, the armor.
That's good too. His multi-hits are great at that, but it's more Astaroth doesn't really have the tools to punish Groh.
Oh, okay.
And his counter fishing is risky too, because Groh can step with 6-6A most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Astaroth's rewards for being right against Groh and Groh's mashing are very low compared to Groh just kind of rolling his face on the controller. Getting in-depth in the matchup's a little more deeper, but Groh has great ways to punish his throws when he's crouching. Groh just... It's just a lot in favor of Groh. And the Astaroth has to put in way more work and be right and be a lot more diligent than Groh does.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
This matchup...
Can't seem fun for Groh. It doesn't seem like it.
I think it's actually fine for Groh, because Ivy has really a lot of trouble brawling at range 0. And Groh's moves don't push you out on hit for the most part. He could even punish Christmas Tree before at most situations.
Oh wow.
I think it's slightly Groh favored. It's just a matchup where, like, if you can get in on the Ivy, you're heavily favored, and it's hard for her to get her off of you.
Right. Okay.
I've also heard that most Ivy players hate fighting Groh.
Well, I'm starting to see a pattern where a lot of people hate fighting Groh.
Maybe because no one plays the character, so the matchup knowledge is limited, but...
That's a big advantage in tournaments. If not a lot of people really run into a really good, insert character, in tournaments especially, if people aren't used to labbing it, it's a big advantage.
That's actually... So when I play a lot of other fighting games, usually smaller games, maybe Kusoge games, or just old games in general. I always if my character is underplayed, that's an extra bit of appeal for me.
Absolutely.
It's always something I don't necessarily look for it, but if I'm stuck between, let's say, Groh or Zhanghua,
right,
I might go for Groh just because he's underplayed and less is known about him.
Listen, I like that too. I like that there are not 1,000 Cervantes players in the world. I like that. That's
oh yeah, totally not. Tira, I think this matchup's hard. She has amazing, chasing her down is a Herculean effort in itself. She has great mid horizontals that also tech crouch. You do a lot of break attacks. I don't know if that still gives her mood changes, but it's one of the harder matchups for sure, in my opinion. Could also be that Tira is just an absurdly strong character right now that's not really being talked about, but I think she's definitely top 10, maybe better.
I agree. No, I very much agree. Yeah, she's
very.
I see a little bit in bandwagon. I see some people I know that have been playing her a lot that are not. It's not their main, and it's good. It's more exposure for the community. I actually think she's in a very, very good spot.
This character I don't know enough about. It's probably even, but again, Hilde's kind of the same boat as here, where she's just a really overloaded character right now. Absurdly strong character.
I agree. Hilda's amazing. Totally agree.
She's not the ghost of her former self. She's like the ghost of her former self.
And she never will be, which I'm glad, because the people that didn't play Soul Calibur before competitively, you would love this version of Hilda. You would love
the Evo chants we're telling enough. But yeah, the things she does, her damage output, it's scary. This is a character where I used to think it was Yoshi favored, mainly because of his great 3A.
Right.
But I think if you don't play really aggressive and play a bit more defensively, the match can definitely be being Groh's favor, but it's probably even. Again, if it's not a big margin. It's nothing notable. Keel's kind of the same way. They both play similar ways, but there's nothing between these two characters that make you go, oh shit, not like this.
Exactly.
Free space. Not throwing me off. I've played against Ender's J a lot. He's probably if maybe the best representative we have in North America, or at least the most known and most common you'll play against.
Right.
Definitely a voice to the character. We've talked about it before. He thinks it's slightly Surrey favored. I think it's even. It's nothing maybe 55-45, not a big deal. Just play it anyway.
I can see that. I agree with that assessment. Yeah, I was gonna say I could see this at worst as even. I can't see Cervantes having a big advantage on it.
Yeah, I could even see Groh maybe winning this, but again, probably not. I think it's basically even.
I think maybe more the player beating the player than the actual character's tools.
Well, these two characters have a lot of interaction actually. There's no tools between that really mess up the other one, but there's so much interaction with how their neutral functions.
I can see that, yeah.
I'm not really at liberty to talk about Setsuka. basically even from what I can tell. There's nothing she has that really
'cause
cripples me.
you're not really familiar with like. How
I haven't been playing a lot of season. I haven't really been playing a lot of season 2. However, there is the the set on Luxium channel. I don't know if Luxium's still around or if there's no new uploads. But me and Linkors played a first to 50 when Setsuka came out. I won by 2.
Oh, wow.
98 game set.
Crazy.
Screw you, Nathan.
That's an old school set. Play to death, first to death. I like that.
First to death. Haomaru again. This character very underplayed. I don't know enough. Probably even. This matchup, I have to go to university to tell them really study it. Probably even. These characters don't really have anything between each other. Maybe I'm gonna go home. Not like this. Oh no, please no.
Exactly.
Same thoughts here. Probably even. Probably even. This is my nightmare matchup. As in, not like the character, but I actually wake up in a cold sweat sometimes thinking about this. This character just is
She seems
Groh's
like,
worst matchup, probably.
I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but she seems like she wants to do your game plan a little bit better.
Not necessarily, because she doesn't have the mid-range, really. I can kind of keep her out. I have better Oki for the most part. But she has the I-8, and that interrupts a lot more Avenger stuff than normally interruptible. The I-8 really limits my character and my normal options I would take. If I were to play optimally against her, it'd be really restrictive to the point where I should just play a different character.
Gotcha.
Like, it's definitely my worst matchup.
Okay.
Or maybe Raphael, but... As well... It's probably slightly Yasuo favor because of the way Sword interacts versus Groh. But it's definitely a winnable matchup. As well as just a very polarizing character. If it's maybe slightly Yasuo favor, nothing too crazy. This character, I don't know anything about. I just think this character's kind of weak. But the way he functions, they seem even together. I've heard many Valdo players tell me Groh is very scary for them, mainly because of like the way -12 functions with his back turned. Groh is elite when anyone's back turned in general when it hits them. Groh can really pressure Valdo, doesn't have a lot of ways to get them off of him. I haven't played the matchup a ton, but I do think it's notably Groh favored.
Okay.
I think Raphael wins this. The I-12 is just a lot to deal with, and Raphael is just such an absurdly strong character. Don't know too much about it, though, individually as a matchup. I think it's a little hard. But I haven't played against Raphael offline in a long time.
But to be
and
fair,
Raphael's,
has probably an advantage against most of the cast.
Yeah, and Raphael online is a whole different beast because Shadow Evade is so impossible to deal with online.
For sure.
And then lastly, Mina. I think Groh has an edge against Mina.
Really?
Just because he can stick to her like glue. And kind of similar to Ivy, they don't have great options to brawl against you at range 0. And Groh is so good at sticking to her. For Mina to beat you, she has to like get like a big 2-2B ring out or just kind of vortex you with the Roki.
Right.
But Groh is probably going to get more damage guessing right on that too. So I think it's Groh favored, but again, Mina's a matchup where very underrepresented character.
Awesome.
So all in all, I think Groh matchups might slightly favor him, or maybe slightly not. It's his matchups. There's nothing too like ridiculous about it besides his matchup. I think it's Astaroth's really notable. Nightmare matchup's really notable, and then him against Taki and Raph and Tira are really notable. For the rest,
I think you were saying Valdo too.
Whatever.
Right?
Yeah, I think Valdo he's strong against, but I'm not confident in saying that though.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'm very confident in saying this character against Nightmare and Astaroth is very favorable.
Okay.
Very confident.
And there's a couple of these matchups you're not comfortable with. You'd rather lab them, right?
Yeah, like there's some the newer character because I haven't been playing a lot in season 2.
Like I like to see you and Boom play a while because his Huang is impressive.
We played a bit when Huang was newer. It was a pretty close set. Boom, the way Boom plays the game in general is very strong against me. Boom is one of, if not the only person I can think of besides Blue that I haven't beaten in a tournament of some sort. There might be one or two other, but Boom has definitely been like one of the unslain demons I have.
he's just on another level, man. Like I'm always impressed when I play him or watch him play. Like, yeah, I like how he approaches the game. Everybody,
Yes.
people win, you know, in different ways. So I'm not gonna try to hate on everybody, but my personal opinion, like, yeah, I love the way he kind of plays. So I was just curious now as how much his Swung has evolved, because I think he's just not an easy character to pick up. So that now that he's had a lot of time with him, I'd be curious how you guys compare like tools and I know I can get out of it this way, or I can do this, you know, that kind of stuff.
I would also love to learn that matchup with him sometime. I'll probably play him with streaming again at some point. But as it stands now, I think that they're likely even, but the way Huang frame data is kind of structured,
Right.
I don't know how the character operates in neutral very well.
That's fair.
But it seems like a stance-oriented character, though.
So we had a question from Mr. Toby 1018. He's been offering a lot of Groh insight as well. He also shared this with the Groh Discord, so I definitely appreciate it, man. He had a question for you about the thoughts on the 1 little AB and 1A mix-up. Is it a good mix-up or is it overrated?
So, I think I've had a lot of time to think about and talk about this with other like big name players, and I can't tell if they're memeing or not. But so okay, the fact that 1AK now has a mix-up, you don't have to feel guilty anymore using it online. Full well knowing they're not going to react to it anyway to block the mid in the first place.
Right.
To like get mixed up. So the mix-up is largely irrelevant right now anyway, because like it doesn't change anything, right? You're still not reacting to 1A online.
True.
Now, furthermore, it existing does introduce some element for something, for some kind of shenanigans going on. However, the mid is not rewarding.
Okay.
Doesn't really do too much. Doesn't knock down. It's minus 14 on block. I think 1A is also minus 14 on block. And it doesn't give you a lot on hit. I don't know what plus is. Probably plus 2, plus 4. I haven't really labbed it. It's just... It used to track on release, if you remember that. It was absurd. Not step it at all. But now it's like... I think I just rather 1A every time. We'd have to go offline and see what it really introduces. In Soul Charge, it gets Steed and like K as a follow-up for, I believe, 60 damage. But it's not consistent. Sometimes they connect. Maybe it's an execution thing. Maybe it's a range thing. I'm not sure. I'm not really a big fan of 1A side B, and every time I use it, people just block it because they're not reacting to 1A. It's
right.
It's there. I don't know if it's good or bad. I just don't think it's largely relevant, at least now.
Okay, that's fair.
It's really hard for me to talk about that because like we don't really know how it's going to work in offline. But online, it's irrelevant.
All right, cool. That's a good answer, man. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Toby's kind of agreeing with you. He's saying that most of the reward is coming from 1 little AB from Soul Charge.
Yeah. I also do want to note, though, I think it's also less relevant because of the drain on your meter doing anything with 1A. And I'm also just really frustrated with how the community perceives the move at large.
How so?
A lot of people say, like, oh, it's so great because you can just 1AK people without remorse. Like, that doesn't stop anybody before. Right? And it doesn't matter because online you're not reacting to 1A in the first place. And if you are, you're ducking it, right?
But if
and
that were the
1AB
case,
hit.
if that were the case, that move is so amazing, the mix-up so amazing, I kind of feel like people would have autopiloted to Groh and then started winning tournaments. Like, it's not like a Leroy Tekken thing where it's just so good. Like, maybe
no, it's
okay. It doesn't seem to me personally. I'm not a Groh main. You can correct me. It doesn't seem amazing, but
no, I don't use it. Every time I use it, I'm really disappointed, and I feel like an idiot for not just 1Aing in the first place. Like, it's the buffs Groh got over the past couple patches are really good, and that one was just kind of like, I'll take it. It's funny.
It's there, right? Exactly. I didn't ask for this, but all right, cool. Okay.
It doesn't really compliment him in any notable way I can think of. Some other players will probably disagree with me and tell me I'm silly, but I don't think it's relevant.
I mean, it's your opinion. You know what I mean? We have Discords where everybody else can voice their opinions. Like, you know,
it's true.
Listen, we're all different players. We're all gonna have different things. If we got all the best players of their characters, I promise you, we would not agree on a top 5 or a matchup chart. I'll tell you right now, just not
probably
good.
not.
So that's what's good about this game is that there's no concise. This character is clearly the best. Oh my god, this character is destroying everybody in tournaments. These moves are broken. Like, we don't have that in this game.
Interestingly enough, though, we did have, at one patch, I think it was a European player, aggregated a bunch of the tier list from top players and put it into one list. And the consensus was that that was pretty common thoughts. I don't remember what patch it was. It was sometime this year,
But
but
that's the key word you just mentioned, patch. Like I've even told Boom, I
game
wonder if
changed a
like
lot.
I'm already getting these people together for like the Way of the Blade, and most of the community has been super cooperative. But I feel like even if I got everybody together to discuss a matchup chart, we're probably gonna get another patch.
Yeah.
So like, and the game just changes each time. Like the tiers change. Like sometimes people fall high to mid, or mid to low, or low all the way to high. Like
Yeah.
it'd be kind of a waste of time.
And we're kind of getting like, I don't know, maybe 3 to like 5 patches a year usually. So it's hard to really commit to something like that.
It's
Like
not worth the
game's
effort.
changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
No, I agree.
But for the most part, I think tier list. There's usually a consensus among the top and bottom tiers with
Right.
almost each patch.
Right.
But in this game, the characters in the bottom are still viable. It's just some work a little harder than others, and some are more messed up than others. But every character in this game, unlike old Soul Calibers, like half the roster in 4.
Like Soul Calibur 2 Sung was very, 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 very hard to win with. Compared to what
Yes,
other people
or-
can do, very hard to win with. You know, I totally get you. Like other calibers, we could talk about it all day. There was obvious tiers. Soul Calibur 6 is a lot more balanced than people
Soul
give it credit
Calibur
for.
6, every character has like functioning tools. The bad characters in this game don't have minus on hit pokes or like no mids that knock down. Like these characters in this game are all complete characters for the most part.
No, I agree. There's a lot of love that's gone into this game that's not really talked about enough, and that's be
Every
grateful that we have.
every character feels like they were designed to fit with the other characters in the game.
I can see that.
There's
Yeah.
the worst matchup in this game. Some people will argue there's not a single 7-3 in this game. I want to disagree just because I want to see a 7-3, but even then I can't like firmly go out and say, yeah, there's a 7-3 in this
That's
game.
me. I
I
remember one of
can't
your
firmly
earlier
say that.
posts. I remember one of your earlier posts. I'm like, no, I don't think this is a 7-3. I mean, your opinion's your opinion. It's your wall. You can say whatever the hell you want, you know. But
There
me
might be,
personally,
but again,
I don't
it's
think it is.
hard. It's a hard sell for me.
Right.
I want to say Astaroth Groh is like 7-3 or Taki Groh is 7-3 her favor, but it's really hard to justify actually saying that.
And again, we're thinking about other games. Like I think in MK11 or other games, other kinds of games, there's like, oh man, it's like, yikes, that's a 7-3 matchup. That's bad. You know, but I don't see that in Caliber or yeah, I just
No.
don't see it.
I think the way people perceive a 7-3, I'll think of like an old NRS game. Think of 7-3 is like one of those matchups, or like
Right.
Algol Talim, stuff like that.
Yeah, like an MK9 Johnny Cage versus oh my god, Kenshi. You know, it's like 7-3,
Yeah.
8-2. Good luck with that. I mean, but so
Yeah.
having those
There's nothing like
experiences
that
in
in
other
this
games, I don't see that in Soul Calibur 6, which is good. That's not 'cause
Yes.
the game wouldn't be as fun if there's clear 8-2 matchups. Like you guys just don't want that, I promise.
Another thing that I think is notable about these characters being so balanced, every character in this game has so much depth to them. A lot of them have subsystems. The movers are long. There's a lot of system mechanics shared among characters
Right.
to give the characters more depth. It's really hard to master more than one character in this game,
I agree.
and it feels really good knowing that there's no like matchup that makes you go, "This is impossible." It feels really good to know that you can pick one character, and for the most part, not need a secondary.
I agree with that.
And that is such a blessed feeling because again, I'm playing other games and old calibers.
Mm-hmm.
That was not always the case.
Old Calibers, like you had your fun character, right? And then you had, oh, I need my pocket top 5 or whatever. And that was kind of the case with a lot of Calibers. In Soul Calibur 6, I don't see that.
No, yeah, Soul Calibur 6 people have secondaries of fun characters, but for the most part, you'll see just about every player play the same 1 or 2 characters in tournament matches.
Exactly. All right, awesome. Well, I definitely appreciate IcyChains taking all this time to drop all this knowledge with us with Groh. Definitely follow him on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'll be dropping this tomorrow for YouTube. Go ahead, Icy. Go ahead, man.
There's also one thing I wanted to mention, actually. Recently, a bunch of us on Discord were looking at the 8-way run rankings. And I think like the top 20 players, something, almost everyone played a different character from each other.
Is
Like-
this the old 8? Wait, which game?
8-way run for SC6.
Okay.
Almost every like top player in the top like 20 played a different character. There was very few, if any, repeat characters.
I believe that. I mean, we at season 1, you had a lot of, we had a lot of people as well and X and whatever, but nobody like. I think it was more the player dominating with that character than it was the actual character, because otherwise multiple people would have been dominating with Aswell, multiple people would have been dominating with X or whatever.
Mhm.
So there's been clear tiers in this game, like obviously. but it's nothing.
In
That's
the
so
older
dominating.
versions, yes, but I think now it's. If this were the final version of Soul Calibur 6, I would be content. Balance-wise, I still want more content and stuff in the
Oh,
future.
of course.
But
Right.
but if this ended here, I'd be like, you know what? This is one of the better Calibur games, and I'm happy with it.
If my character Cervantes is never touched again, okay.
Yeah, same. I think my character is
good.
complete. I don't need anything. The things I want would be greedy or very small quality of life things, but I'm fine. Groh's in a great spot, and he's come a long way since season
It
1.
looks like it, yeah. And then again, hopefully this episode was helpful to a lot of you. Like I said, I'll have this on my YouTube channel tomorrow. RWDY Nori on my YouTube. I'm gonna edit this tonight. Definitely appreciate again IcyChains stopping by and helping us out. All this Grow knowledge. I learned a ton of stuff. This was definitely one of the more informative episodes to me because I had a lot of preconceived notions about what the character was about, but you really opened up my eyes to a lot of it. So I definitely appreciate that, man.
That the wall game.
The wall game, ridiculous. You should be
so
in
much
jail.
more
You
stuff.
should be in jail for how much you've been robbing people with the wall.
There's a lot of stuff I couldn't get into because I didn't want to dwell on it too long, but
No, that's
the
fine, that's
Grow has a lot, and I hope that at least one person that watches will be like, man, Grow's kind of cool. Let me mess with Grow and play him for a while.
Hey
It's
guys,
kind of
hey guys, don't be shy. You know what I mean? Like, look up IcyChains on Twitter. Like, a lot of these players, I haven't had anybody here on this series, and I'm not going to have anybody in this series that is unapproachable, that won't talk to you, or that won't help you. Like, you know, hit people up, ask questions.
I'm sure that CEO is saying the memes or the old drama where people say Calibur's unwelcoming. That is that's the furthest thing from the truth there is.
Of course. There's
Like-
there's always going to be. Listen, man. There's always going to be bad apples in every single community. You find me one fighting game community where everybody gets along, and I love to see that. But in my 17 years competing, I have never seen that. Caliber community is more than welcoming because we know we're a niche community. We know we're not Tekken, right? We don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of players really united. So the few of us that are there, we try to help each other out, help each other's streams, or help each other out with tournaments, lab matchups, play, whatever it is.
And also, don't be shy. Like, a lot of our community is kind of fragmented. We're all in different places. A lot of us are like on Twitter, or we're Twitch streaming, or we're in Discord servers that are really active voice chats that are public.
Right.
Just reach out to people if you want to get more involved and socialize. We're all really happy to have new players.
Absolutely. I'm gonna leave you with the final word, man. Go ahead.
New audio device detected. What the hell? I don't
I'm
really have anything to promote or shill. Just be good to each other. Take COVID seriously. That's really it. Like, just live life, be happy, and be kind to others.
Mr. Toby 1018, Fire Necromancer, appreciate it. He was my Talon man. And In Denial, thank you guys all for the follows. Thank you everybody for joining, and everybody have a good night. And yes, definitely, please be safe because we want you alive playing this game.